Okay, hi, I'm Sharida Adila. So I am going to continue to the next part, which is configure web server. For the web server, we are using bridge adapter for the network. Um, Bridge adapter, and then and then um, and then we going to start with install HTTPD. Then go to the IP config to check the IP static. To change the IP static, we are going to this command. As as you can see, I already add the IP address, network, netmask, network, and go gateway. Then we are going to change the onboard to the yes. Save it, and then we start our network. Then check the IP config. So we are already changed the IP static, netmask, and broadcast. Then start the HTTPD. Then check the status to see active or not. So we can see it active, it's running. And then to add the port, we need to go to the firewall server and enter this command. We will make the permanent, and the zone is public, and we will going to add the port 80. Then for the IP address, we use the IP address from the web server. Then we reload the firewall. Next step, we are going to web server and enter the firewall config. We will change the permanent, and then in the zone public, we enable the HTTP. We close it, and then we reload the firewall. And then after that, we go to the browser, we enter the IP address, and here we are successfully get access from the firewall server. So I think that's all from me. I pass this presentation to my next members. Thank you.
So first, we open the database server and log into the terminal as root and check the internet connection using the command ifconfig. We can see that in npost 3, the database server already has network connection. And how I did this is by modifying the etc sysconfig network scripts file for npost 3. We change the boot proto setting from DHCP to static, and I also added these lines: IP address, netmask, broadcast, network, and gateway. The gateway is the gateway for our local host for our PC, and we also change the setting for on boot from no to yes. Now we can start installing the HTTPD service by using the command yum -y install httpd. And as you can see here in this machine, database server, it has already been installed. Next, we are going to install the MariaDB. And the download has been completed. And after that, we have to install MariaDB server. And it has already been completed too, for the installation. And since we are using CentOS 8, we need to enter this command, which is dnf install php mysql to be able to use the database. This is the command exclusively to install PHP and MySQL for CentOS 8, and the installation has already been completed last time. So now we are ready to create our database. First, we have to enable the HTTPD service and also start. And then we also have to do the same for MariaDB. We have to systemctl enable and start MariaDB. So now we will check the status of MariaDB. And it says here that it is active and already running, meaning that we can log in into our SQL now. So to log in into MySQL, MySQL-u root-p, and I have no password yet, so I just press enter to log in as a guest. And we want to create our first database. So the command is create database, and our database name is membership. And in order to verify that the database membership has already been created, so here after using the show database, you can see here that the membership database has already been written in this list of database in MySQL. So we want to use that membership database. So there is a typo here, so please ignore it. And there is also a typo for the above command, so please ignore these two. So I did it again, the command for creating table member for the membership database. Create table member. For this table, the data is user ID, full name, phone, username, and password. And I also set the user ID as the primary key. So all these data should be filled completely. So that's why I use the not null. So this table has already been created. User ID is we are using integer, total 4 integers, not null, and auto increment, full name, varchar, variable characters in 20 characters, the same as phone and username and the password for the user. So for our member table, we are going to insert some values. So for full name, I'm going to just write here Shafika, and the phone number, let's say and also for the password is Shafika, the username is Shafika, and the password 1234. So log in again into Mysql. And there are two databases I've already done, which are the membership and also display. So for this time, I am going to use the display database. For display database, I already insert some values to this display database. So here is one value. For this display database, it's going to be simple: ID, username, star rating, and details. So for this time, because I am going to use only the display database, so we are going to use this command grant all on display database to this admin, and the IP address we use here is the IP address for web server. One 192.168.30.30 and identified by the password, which is admin123. So and exit this database. Here I already opened the web server, and I'm going to log in as root, and I'm going to open this var www html directory. So these are the 4 files that I have already created in this directory: create.html, create.php, index.html, and read.php. And here I am going to show you the codes for create.php. The coding looks like this. We copied the codes, copied the templates from the internet. So here is the host name. The IP address for hostname is 192.168.30.30, which is the web server IP address, and username admin, and password admin123, and the database that we are going to use here is display, not membership. So display, and so it will give warning if it is disconnected or an error happen. Now after that, I am going to get Sabul-A to change some of the settings for the for the C Linux. And as you can see here, all these settings are turned off. So because I want to turn on the HTTPD CAN network connect, so I have to enter this command setsebul HTTPD CAN network connect. One, and also for the database. And then press enter, and then to verify I have to grab HTTPD CAN network, and as you can see here, the HTTPD CAN network has already been turned on, and also the CAN network connect for database also already turned on.